What about like Spanish music? Because that's a side
Yes.
that you have, dove into for a majority of your life, I feel,
Yeah.
and that's something that I have zero exposure to except freshman year.
Yeah.
We're living in our dorm, and hey, bro, hey, yeah, what's up, bro? Hey, I know we're doing homework right now, but is it okay if I blast some Spanish music? Sure.
Good
Sure,
answer.
sure. Yeah, Vincent, it's this thing called bachata. If I
Yes.
said it correctly.
Yep.
And you're gonna like it. There's gonna be like some good like head nodding kind of rhythms to
Mm-hmm.
it. And I know you're a big fan of The Weeknd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Well, on YouTube, there's some bachata remixes
Remix.
to The Weeknd songs. I know there's Often, there's Tie for You, there's a few others. So we'll start there. So I remember you played The Weeknd bachata remixes. Loved them. I remember I had those on repeat for like weeks at a time.
Yeah.
The only thing I listened to. So that was my exposure, but you have a whole other side. Dive into that.
Yeah. Well, you have a decent level of exposure on your end because freshman year sharing the same dorm, but even now, our rooms are adjacent from each other. Those walls are thin,
They're
so
pretty
thin,
thin.
and
Yeah.
one of the best gifts I've ever gotten was a JBL speaker from my girlfriend, and
Yo, shout out to her.
shout out to her. I've thrown her in
we-
3 times.
Three
today.
times,
Yeah.
dude.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, she's cool.
We'll have to have her on the pod at some point.
For sure.
It's to a point where if you've had a JBL, it's when you click the power button, it's "Doo-doo-doo," or "Chugga-doom."
Chicka-doom.
So when Vincent hears "Chugga-doom," it's oh shit, bro.
Here he comes, bro.
Here he goes. Which it's just so funny. I'm sure
Sean Paul.
even our roommate who's downstairs, he's probably like, "Damn, I can hear that shit." But it's special for me because I get to serenade you guys with
Heck yeah.
Spanish music. So that has a very special place in my heart because that's just growing up being the first kid. My mom would speak to me in English. My dad would speak to me in Spanish. So my mom's bringing her English music. My dad's bringing his Spanish music. And it really is that 50-50 mix of my upbringing. As I get older, obviously, my main language is English. I get to practice and use it way more than I could ever use Spanish. But there's still that piece of me that just loves Spanish music. And I go through those phases where bachata, salsa, from Colombia, where my dad's from, in the Andes Mountains, there's a style of music called cumbia,
Ooh, okay.
which is, I'll have to show you. It's a very,
Yeah.
there's a lot of accordion in it, which is pretty cool.
That's kind of sweet. Yeah.
And then along the coast of Colombia, there's vallenatos, which is like a serenading music kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, merengue. So there's just so many that, and all of them are very upbeat, which is why I appreciate The Weeknd. Is why I appreciate Drake. I may not necessarily relate to his rap, but there's something about that beat that Spanish music instilled in me. So yeah, absolutely. Spanish music for me, there's just obviously a set list of songs that remind me of my grandparents, remind me of my aunts and my uncles, my cousins, family in Colombia, remind me of my dad, especially now being here down in Cincinnati, a couple hours away from family in Northeast Ohio. So again, adding to the power of music.
What is the best Spanish music to dance to?
Salsa.
Salsa.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know you mentioned that serenading music, which is
Yes.
like the words for. You said on the coast of Colombia, I believe
Yes.
you said. What would you say is different between serenading music and dance music? Is serenading more like because you say the coast, so I think it's like in evening, maybe a little bit of a sunset. There's a nice coastal breeze,
Sure,
and
yeah.
it's almost
Setting the
like
stage here.
yeah, almost like a little bit more not like tropical, right? But almost more of like a I'm trying to put this in like American music terms. Not a lo-fi, but like almost like acoustic guitar, right? You're sitting in a hammock, you're looking at the sunset, or you're on the beach and you're tanning. I feel like acoustic guitar is good for the beach.
Yeah.
What would the serenading music kind of be like? More violin, maybe? Is it for like nighttime slow dances?
I would say so. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And
Yeah.
and actually, to draw the comparison, that cumbia music that I mentioned, which is in the Andes Mountains in Colombia. I would compare that to like country.
Okay.
And then I totally forget about like
That's a good way to compare it, yeah.
modern day reggaeton. So I mean, I'm not sure if you know any of these guys, but have you ever heard of Bad Bunny? I'm sure you have.
Yes.
Yeah, so
yes.
that's like a reggaeton rap music, which is now kind of like the newer style of Spanish music.
Sure.
So, and it is really cool to see the impact it has here in the U.S. I mean, Drake has a couple songs where he collaborated with bachata artists.
That's
I think
sweet.
I shared one with you too.
Yeah.
So it's a cool. It's my favorite songs are the ones that are English and Spanish, where I can just do both.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I think that's what made Despacito pretty
Yes.
popular, because you have, especially the Justin Bieber remix, right?
Mhm.
So that brings in the American side, and then is it Daddy Yankee that does it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a reggaeton king, if you will.
Isn't there another guy in it too, like
Luis Fonsi.
Fonzie.
Mhm.
I was gonna say like the Fonz, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
the
yeah.
A, like okay. That's
So yes,
cool.
Luis Fonsi is one. He's actually a little older. I was really happy for him. He has some classics that go back to like the early 2000s. So for him that's actually his song, Despacito.
Okay.
So yeah, I forgot about that. It was a good time in life.
It was.
Was it like 2016?
It was. I think it was the same year that we reconnected in art class freshman year. I could be incorrect with that. Maybe it was sophomore or something, but
Around that time.
Around
very,
that time.
Very special time.
now La Fama, the Weeknd's
Yes,
featured in,
yeah.
is that also Spanish or is that a different language?
La Fama is Spanish, and this is I would say, not even up and coming. She's established. I don't know where she's from. I would say either the Dominican or Puerto Rico. But Rosalia, there it is. She's awesome. So that's like a bachata-esque with a little bit more pop.
Yeah, that's what I
And you
thought.
get to hear Abel
Yeah. First name basis.
singing in Spanish, which is so cool.
Yeah,
It
he
is so
does
cool.
it beautifully.
I would have to show you this one. I really enjoy it. With one of the bachata guys, his name's Romeo Santos, which is, you've probably heard plenty. You've heard plenty. Trust me, you've heard plenty of his songs. They have a very Spanish flamenco sounding song that just came out. Rosalia and Romeo Santos. I'd have to show you. So,
Yeah.
Sidebar.
Sure.
Yeah, but dude, I appreciate it. Thanks for asking about those questions. It goes through waves. It really goes through waves where I feel like for all of us, styles of music that we're kind of in and out of, and I think right now I'm kind of moving back into some more Spanish music. You don't have a JBL speaker. I sometimes wish you did though.
Just let them know.
Yeah, he's broke. He doesn't even have AirPods. He
true.
does.
It's
He doesn't
true.
even have a MacBook. He
Put
does.
some respect on it. They're Apple AirPods.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just playing.
Vincent.
Vichon. Gotta hit him with them. Gotta let him know.
I say you don't have a JBL speaker because you grace me. You're thoughtful and you put your AirPods in or your whatever, however you listen to your music. So I don't get the chance to hear the music that you're listening to. So this is what I'm gonna ask.
Sure.
What genre or style of music are you really into right now?
That's a great question. But before I answer that, the cool thing about JBL speaker though, typically if you're playing Spanish music, I was going back to earlier, I was like, when I wake up, I have favorite songs for different occasions, but like Rock Box by Run DMC or King of Rock by Run DMC, that song almost fits my vibe every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always cool with those two, right? I would say that those are maybe my favorite songs ever. I have to be in the mood for others. What I've noticed about Spanish music, no matter which of all those Spanish genres you just mentioned, every time you play it, I'm always, whether I'm doing homework or I'm studying, well, same thing, right? Or I'm drawing or I'm playing video games, your homie's head's bobbing in there, dude.
Okay.
Or if I'm showering, obviously our shower's near our rooms, I can hear it. But it's you know, or if you're playing, if it's not that, I feel like it's some sort of rap or something, or house music.
Yeah,
Those,
talked about.
for me, always work. We have very similar taste in music, so it kind of checks out, and it's totally cool.